And with that, welcome in to Showdown Sunday here on MLE Esports GG2. It is Showdown Sunday for Week 4 of Minor League Esports action. I am Curtis, and I am along with my partner in crime today. His name is Foof, and we're getting things started out on the right foot this afternoon. We start off in the Master League, Foof, with a matchup between the Rhinos and the Flames. The Sun and Tropic divisions come into focus in a game that really has two powerhouses in the Orange Conference going head-to-head.
Well, it is a tie for 9th place. They're both sitting at 14-6, 70% win rate. And Curtis, I got to tell you, you rarely get a chance at the beginning of a season to get a true mirror match where teams are coming in off of very similar winning streaks, hot and cold rolls. So these guys both sitting at 14-6. This is a time for them to separate themselves from the pack and begin to start to peak towards that top 5 and possibly climb for a top 3 appearance.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun either way as we get things going in on this Sunday. 4 matches on MLE Sports GG2, MLE Sports GG getting going here in just a little bit. But Week 4 already, the season already running by. These two teams off to a hot start. What are you thinking we see as we get into some threes actions in action early on? We start out fast, but do you have a spotlight player on the field for either one of these teams?
Well, you can't not spotlight the guy named Flamethrower on the Flames. I mean, it was just impeccable drafting or management to get that to line up. So I want to see that work out well. There's no Rhino on the Rhinos, but, you know, it's a bunch of big names. I'm really excited to see these guys play well. What I want to see, Curtis, is I'm not worried about the pacing of the game because it's ML. It's going to be fast. I want to see who can control the tempo and play the Rocket League they want to play. Can you find a midfield trap? Can you control the boost? Can you get the bumps timely? What is the way you start Game 1 and this Week 4 Sunday matchup?
That's a fair point. We're ready to go with game number 1 in this 5-game set. We are underway early. We've got on the Rhinos, and it's going to be one-man, ISO, and Zeputer, and that one's going to be right in front. Chance for the Rhinos right away, and that didn't quite get sent in. Flames with Flamethrower, Javin, and Green going to be on their side. That's going to be right in front for ISO, crossbar, and down with a little bit of help. And it's a 1-0 lead. The Rhinos get the first strike.
That was a great touch there from Executor to put it in the corner, and then T-Man throwing it out to ISO, who called the ISO a one-on-one play, dunking on the Dominus, and then bar down and in. Rhinos up 1, only 20 seconds.
20 seconds in, first strike goes to those Rhinos. Flamethrower on the kick sends it right into Rhinos territory. And it's T-Man. T-Man loses that. That's back towards the midfield line. ISO and Javin in the same area. A little bit of individual effort. The flick is a good one towards the net, but a save coming across by ISO as he puts that one away. Back in his own end. In that corner. Has some help coming at the midfield line. Executor got blown up. He'll have to wait 3 seconds to play again. Ceiling play in front. ISO there with good defense takes that opportunity away, and then he gets cleared downfield. That's going to hit the ceiling. Go on the goal line. Dangerous area. It's going to get squeezed in. Executor puts it home, and the Rhinos are up 2.
Executor just get that prodding touch toward the goal. Curtis, it's always said put the ball in the right place and usually good things happen, and that is what happened. Flamethrower caught out there, unable to get back. The Rhinos striking, Executor staying relevant, staying on the ball, getting that goal to extend the lead here.
58 seconds in. Rhinos off to a very fast start.
T-Man.
That's top of the box. Right there for T-Man. He's going to put that one home. 3-0 as we've just played over a minute.
Just over a minute, and that is a 3rd goal scored here, and I believe that is everybody eats, Curtis. Unfortunately, ISO does not have the assist to make it all team plays, but they have the save to make up for it. So a good showing here from all the Rhinos, 100% shooting, 1 for 1 for 1.
It's going to go off the ceiling. ISO again puts it back into Flames territory. Flames kind of need a reset here. Good team, just off to a poor start early on in this game 1. Flamethrower. John loses that. That's going to be back towards the Flames end. Off the back. Left wing side. John loses that to T-Man. ISO in that corner as well. He'll turn away from it. Back towards the top. Executor missed. Top of the box. Chance for ISO. He's going to put that towards net. T-Man tried to redirect it. It didn't quite go. We've got a minute and a half in. Executor's going to have to get this back towards the sidewall. He does. Little help from Flamethrower. Top of the box. Flames trying to get on the board. Off the ceiling. It comes down to the sharp angle. And T-Man equal to it. 3-0 lead for the Rhinos. Flames have a little bit of an attack going. We'll see if they can continue that as we go into the 3rd minute of the gameplay.
Well, you say that, and then Executor finds the moment to strike, executing at the perfect time. All three Flames players up. That means there's no one home, and a 4-goal lead. The Rhinos very far ahead in this Week 4 action.
Yeah, game one definitely going the way of the Rhinos, but Flames definitely need some more consistent attack. See if they can get that. But the Flames have been doing, or the Rhinos, they've been doing a very good job of midfield presence early on in this game one, and it's equated to a very, very large lead. This will be right in front. Flames with another opportunity, but ISO on his own back wall will take care of this. This is John. John loses that. Flamethrower back, keeps it in. Needs one more touch. He's up for the double. Chance to pass it in front for Green, and it's a little bit wide of the intended target. ISO and T-Man will chase down as we approach halftime. Come and gone. Flamethrower with the demo and the clear, and the Rhinos will try to regroup.
That was a big-time demo in front of the net there. It allowed them some space, but the Rhinos now back on the attack. Executor in the corner here looking for a teammate. ISO is up, but not in a favorable position. But that got John up, so now the crack shot coming back from the Flames. T-Man has to win a 50 here. Flamethrower putting the pressure on, but now they've given up. Executor, though, too high in the air, too fast. Flames still on it here, has the pressure for the Flames, but now a little bit of a tennis match beginning to break out. Executor throwing it towards this orange side. Green and company trying to set up. You can't let that ball get that far off your car, but the double commit turns into the pinch and technically a shot. Savior medal for ISO, and the Rhinos trying to defend this lead but cannot. The near post is too open.
Hey, they got the redirect they were hoping for. ISO in his own corner decides to go back towards the ball. Tried to get in front. Good read. Trying to get in front of that ball. Probably could have left that for Executor, though. Executor has the leverage on that coming from his own goal line. So I think ISO tried to do a little bit too much there, and it caused the Flames to get on the board. Flamethrower immediately sends it back in. They're going to try to get some momentum off that first goal as we have 1:44 to go. Ceiling down for ISO. ISO puts it into Flames territory, but it's an immediate transfer of possession. John's up, and he puts it off the backboard, and nothing going for Flamethrower. There's Green. Green already has one. Looking for a second one, and Executor takes care of this, but it's still in a dangerous area. Back left wing side towards the midfield line we go. We're down to 1:23 on this clock in a 4-1 game. Flames need to get it going if they want to make a claim to game one at all.
But the Rhinos have the pressure. But no, they backed off. Executor and ISO just giving a lot of space here and a lot of room for the Flames players. But it has now been a train to possession. ISO catching it on their side in the corner. The soft touch dropping it back down. That Dominus trying to find something. But T-Man flipping the pitch back. The Rhinos trying to charge into this one and find it again. Green throwing it back towards this silver side. The ball really just kind of finding its way in different corners, back and forth as Executor continues to do this. And the Rhinos, they are certainly happy to do this. They're killing the clock. They're up 3 goals. They don't have to score again. They are content. They just want to start killing this clock.
Yeah, more time on the clock is not a friend of the Rhinos at this moment. With 35 seconds left, they could use one more goal as well. That would probably do it. And they're keeping the Flames hemmed in. Very good job by these Rhinos at the moment, trying to make it a claim to finish this game one. That's in front for T-Man, who can't put it home. Green with a little bit of room, puts it off the side. Then ISO right there. He's going to put this off the ceiling. This will bounce in frame, but Flamethrower is going to take care of it. Executor puts it on frame as well, just a little bit wide of that target. With 10 seconds to go, Rhinos have absolutely put a foothold into game number 1 in this series. That is going to do it. We'll see if the ball hits the ground ceremoniously. It does not, and the Rhinos take game 1 final score 4-1. They're off to a fantastic start in week 4.
Well, I mean, what's a better way to start a week 4 game than putting 4 goals in your first game, Curtis? So a good showing here from the Rhinos. What was it, 4 on how many? 5, 7 shots? So shooting above that 50%. You look across the pitch, it was 5 shots for the Flames. So only 2 shots separating them, but the pressure was firmly on the Rhinos' side. They were rotating well. They were controlling the boost. They were controlling the midfield like you talked about early, and it slowly started to slip at the end. You saw the Flames get that goal in that back half, but they did not have enough to close that big of a gap.
The thing you got to battle if you're the Rhinos at this point going into game 2, complacency. You need to be able to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You mentioned it, that they started to lose the midfield about halfway through, a little bit later than in that first game. The problem that I have with that is the reason that happened is more complacency. If you are the Rhinos, you need a good start to game 2, just like you had in game 1. But now we get to see where the Rhinos or the Flames just warming up. Is this now that we're starting 0-0, are they going to be able to get into this and be competitive? And these two teams are 14-6. These are not slouch teams into week 4.
Not at all.
It'd be fun to see which way this goes as Neo Tokyo becomes a site.
Well, sometimes these games in the beginning of a series don't tell the entire story. They can just get snowbally. It was that, feeling each other out. And so the Rhinos definitely struck first and were able to get a lead. So, like you were talking about, we want to see it contest. We want to see some plays coming out. And that was one there for the Flames, but a mistouch on the Rhinos' end will not be capitalized on here early. Only 10 seconds have passed, and a very good opportunity arising for both teams. ISO, soft touch off the backboard, but he cannot find any of his teammates. They were not there in time.
And another chance here again. Rhinos really off to that fast start we were talking about. Flames got to weather this early storm. But as of right now, T-Man keeping it into that corner. They're going to fight for it around that boost orb down there. Flamethrower gets bumped out of the way. Executor, back right wing side, top of the box. Chance for the Rhinos to do something here. Bit of a slow plan this from ISO, kind of smart. That's going to be off the angle. Another good touch though. Flames, really good rotations for them defensively, not letting that ball get into frame. Loving what I'm seeing from them early in this game too defensively.
Doing well, closing out on shooters, trying to find the ball out of their half when they can, and looking for their teammates for clears is an important thing, but Executor trying to find that soft kiss and tuck away a goal here, but the Rhinos still stay at that zero. Flamethrower with a big-time chance, but can't find the touch. That Octane just a little bit too unruly in the air. Now Green, great control, but there is only one orange car here. The soft touch, it's not going to find its way in. ISO has that dominant play, but there is nothing to come of it. A quick transition from just too high. Now John trying to follow it. ISO, a bad touch there. That means John is going to get pushed into the save from Executor. I've seen pull shot goals, but not many pull shot saves.
Yeah, pull shot save there. An unfortunate one if you are the Flames as well, as that one's going to get back into the Flames' end. We're down to 3:17 left in this game one. This will be off the ceiling. Executor in front, far side, looking past Green, and Green is going to control this out of his own corner. Had to fight his own teammate for it, but it worked out. Back to T-Man. T-Man follows. Has some help coming in the form of his teammate back right side. Flamethrower with a save. Executor trying to force the issue off the sidewall, and it's going to be cleared down. Change in possession right away as the Flames will try to mount an attack here. It is Green. Flamethrower. T-Man loses that. John towards the sidewall. Wants another touch. Taken away by Executor. Flamethrower there. Top of the box again, but ISO, great touch. Gets it back to the side, and the Rhinos can work on clearing it away as we approach halftime once more.
At halftime, deadlocked at 0-0 Curtis. We're trying to see who can break it. Green was looking, but Executor in the air in time. The Rhinos getting a demo to try and stem some of this pressure. But John with a chance here. Green was up too early. T-Man, a not favorable touch, gave them a chance, but the Flames having their third player demoed was so painful. That was a big-time play, a big-time chance, but now we're still deadlocked at the 0-0, 2 minutes left on the clock, and no one really in any firm control.
Yeah, although the longer this stays scoreless, the more I think it's arguable that it favors the Flames the way game one went. This will be Green. Green misses out on this opportunity. Back towards midfield. Flamethrower tries to jump on it, but T-Man's right there. Good flip into it from John. Flamethrower back to John. John wants a little bit of help. Tried to put it towards the net, but a little wide on the angle. That's for Green. Gets it past him. Chance for the Rhinos. Individual effort's a good one, but John gets the demo and then the ball. And then he's going to have to wait 3 seconds to play again himself. 3 straight demos. That's going to be in front. T-Man towards the net. Oh, it's going to go towards the goal line, but Green makes the save. Oh, the unfortunate bounce for the Flames actually turned out to be okay as we remain scoreless. But the Rhinos are absolutely putting the pressure on with 1:10 to go.
Pressure either burst pipes or creates diamonds, and right now what should have been a goal was turned away by some calm, calculated defensive play, able to get that ball out. Executor getting a big-time save here. Flamethrower now backflipping off of the corner. I don't think that's what they wanted, but it might work. Oh, Green can't get there now. John can't beat T-Man. A close touch, keeping it low to the ground. That Octane doing enough work. Now the Flames at near post shot. Executor can't get there. Unfortunate. That was going in if he couldn't get there.
I love Flamethrower here. He actually sees the angle coming out of that corner. ISO and Executor stuck going back towards their own net. That's a problem. You can't go back towards your own net and make a save at that angle. That's almost impossible to do. Instead, they put it in their own net in the process, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Flames. They have the lead for the first time in this series, and it's their second total goal of this series all told.
Well, Curtis, it doesn't matter how many goals they score as long as they're up 1 by the end of the game, and that is the feeling the Flames have right now, trying to protect this 1-goal lead. The ball bouncing around. ISO flipping the pitch here, running that dominance. A good dunk, and that's going to find its way in if John can't get there, and he can't. The Rhinos strike at the opportune moments and are able to tie this game up with 20 seconds left.
Perfect last-second goal there from ISO as he's able to get the dunk. The Flames attacked that. I didn't see who it was on the defensive side, but they didn't attack it at a great angle coming out from the goal line, and I don't really love the defensive approach there. Want to see if the Flames can get it back. Flamethrower immediately with a chance, but it's going to be cast aside. Somebody has a hero on the roster. Who's it going to be? That's going to be in front. Executor with a good defensive play. Flamethrower's there. He scores! That's with 8 seconds to go, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Flames.
You asked me who is the guy to watch, and look at him climb the ladder here, soaring with those Phoenix wings above the octane and then banging it down to give the Flames a 1-goal lead with only 8 seconds left. Curtis, the Flames trying to defend it here.
They are indeed. 3 total goals in this series, but it might be enough to get them a 1-1 series tie. Flamethrower trying to certify this as a win, and it looks like it's going to hit the ground running. The Flames take Game 2. They tie the series up at 1 apiece on a very, very stout defensive battle that we did not really expect to see as much of in Game 2 of this series.
That's a strange scoreline. You look at that, and you're like, okay, yeah, the Flames win. They should have more shots. Wait, what? They had 4 less shots than the Rhinos? That wouldn't tell the tale of the tape, Curtis. The pressure that the Flames were able to put on but not get shots from was huge. Yeah, I want to see them continue to apply that pressure and find more chances to score, whereas the Rhinos, they took their chances. They made them count. It was just usually shot, go back, shot, go back. I want to see that continued pressure from the Rhinos or that continued pressure here from the Flames, and that'll be how you separate yourself from this other squad.
Yeah, I'm loving what I was loving what I was seeing from the Flames early. Their defensive rotation was right on point. They were able to get solid contact on the ball to get it away from frame. It's very important as a defensive unit, whether you're 2s or 3s, to keep the ball out of frame. Keep it away from the goal line and make it so that the other team has to work on offense. You saw the angle at which the Rhinos were able to score their goal. It was ISO off a very sharp angle, putting it towards that net. And there was no way he could have put it into frame without 2 Flames right there to stop it. So Flames, if they continue that, they have a head start as far as getting this series to go in their favor long term. But we have Game 3 in front of us in fairly quick succession here as they start to play a little bit of Christmas lights to get the teams going, and they do. And we are ready to go. Game 3, 1-1 series tie, shaping up to be a good start to our Showdown Sunday here on MLE 2. Curtis and Foof along with you to start things out, as we have 4 series on tap in Week 4 to end out the 4th week of the regular season. This will be the Flames already trying to get it out of their end, but they do so as ISO takes possession with about 15 seconds gone.
So it's a nice Week 4, 4 games. 4 for 4, Curtis. That's what they're going to try and shoot for tonight at MLE 2 as the ball is cleared. A nice pass there to Green, but not the best touch. Flamethrower now has Green in transition. Has to get up that octane from T-Man, though. Able to deny it. I think, yes, he is in the Raiders jersey, per se. I was trying to get my head around to see that decal. I love it how they have 2 energy decals and the Raiders one. So enjoying that black and silver on the Rhinos side. ISO off the sidewall trying to find Executor here. Up the soft touch on the spoiler, but not able to find it in time. The Flames, a little bit of a counterattack.
I want to see more aggression from the Rhinos ultimately. They're giving up a little bit too quickly on the offensive side of the ball. They're not really going for the forecheck. That's a one-and-done team as it sits right now. Flames have been more than content to let the Rhinos just give them back possession after one chance, and then the Flames bring it back down the field. Want to see more aggression from the Horned Beasts as we speak here. This will be with 3:47 left and towards the midfield line. Flamethrower gets a past 1. That pinch is going to send it off the ceiling and drop it down. John loses that. Green back in his own end will go airborne for this, but he misses an opportunity to clear. And there'll be a chance for John to do so, but he's bumped out of the way. Eventually gets a touch on it, but he's at an odd angle. Flamethrow's in a tough spot. John and Green go for it at the same time. Double commit doesn't hurt them at this moment, but it may a little bit soon. This will be Green. Green lateral. Right to Flamethrower. Flamethrower, good turn and fire, but he's going to be a little bit wide of the target. ISO waits and goes up, but he's going to be a little bit late. That's off the back, and back towards midfield we go. 3:05 to go, with a score of this game in tow. And again, this favors the Flames the longer this stays scoreless.
Well, you say that, but the Rhinos have had all of the shooting pressure, and they will be the team that usually has more shots. So it'll be up to them if they can find quality chances instead of the quantity that they usually have. Green and company now setting up something at midfield. John looking for the near post play. You got to be kidding me. They don't need opportunities. They'll just take one and be done.
Green with a great play up the sidewall. Knows he has help coming in the form of John. The midfield pass is right on the money. That is a team play. That's coordinated. John kind of underneath him, knowing where that ball is headed and putting that right on the screws, right in the top corner. That is gorgeous from the Flames, and they're going to try for a second one right away, but it's going to get knocked aside.
Chance there for T-Man. He's got a near post play. He got the bump from a teammate, but the Rhinos not usually working well in teams as ISO now gets a soft touch. There's nobody home. The Flames are out of position. Executor playing the janitor to perfection, catching it when it bounces back across the board.
And Executor is actually the reason this goal happened. He's actually the one who's going to put pressure into the corner and make the Flames uncomfortable in their own end. The rotations are a little bit slow because of the pressure he put on. Leaves one man on an island in front of the net, and that is an easy one for Executor as he puts that one in. 1-1 game, right back to where we were at this point in Game 2. But the Rhinos looking to try to put a foothold in this as we go along. Don't forget, folks, if you have a play that you see and you enjoyed and you want to nominate for the MLE Play of the Week, go ahead and grab it, clip it, send it to MLE Esports GG on Twitter. Winning play and player will receive a case of Balls Guarana Energy Soda, completely free to them. And thanks to our friends over at Balls for this continued promotion and continued partnership as we go into now I believe our 5th season of activity with those guys. Love those guys a lot. This will be a chance for the Flames. Flamethrower up, looking for a pass in the middle. That's a great play, but T-Man's right there to save it. Right in front again is John, and he cleans up the garbage. 102 seconds left. It's a 2-1 lead.
I don't know if he saved this one, because that didn't hit him. It hit the post, Curtis. Green unable to find the touch, but John waiting out at midfield, and then that was that moment, Curtis. You're in midair, and there is nothing but open net behind you as that last defender, the last bastion of hope for your team. And the Flames able to extend their lead by 1 again, and they are now in control with 1.5 minutes left.
Yeah, let's see how long they can keep it. We got about 90 seconds to go. ISO's above his own crossbar. Puts it down in the tough spot. That's off the corner. Chance for the Flames to put one back towards the net. T-Man's equal to it. Off the sidewall he goes. ISO, that's an empty net. Flames out of position, and they're going to pay for it. ISO's going to tie the game. We are deuces wild with 1:18 to go.
Is this a bump into the shot? It is. That's friendly fire, Curtis. It's perfect. The Rhinos lining each other up, pull shotting for the goal. ISO getting the credit, the pass coming through there. Rhinos tying this game up in lightning speed, and now we're back, like you said, where we began. I was going to say at halftime it's tied up. We now get to reset, but now we're resetting with just about a minute left in this game.
The Rhinos again trying to put some pressure on, maybe get the lead for the first time in a while. Good backflip into it from ISO, keeping it in. Good possession play is going to set up the Rhinos. That's far side and well high and well wide. Down to 60 ticks left in game number 3. This will be off the ceiling. Chance for Green. Green's going to drop this down. That's going to ricochet towards the net, and Green is going to get credit for the goal. Just drop it in front, let the other team do the work is his motto, and it's a 3-2 lead for the Flames.
Well, you just go for the flip reset, and everyone expects it to come back up or go straight down. And because he caught it with the tires, that all but kills the momentum of the ball. Yeah. And so you just put it in their court, and you just never expect it. It's truly just putting it at your opponents. And then you talked about it, the redirect into the goal, becoming the opportunistic predator of the Flames, now back up by 1.
See how long they can keep it. Rhinos have already tied it twice. See if they can do it a third time. ISO is going to have to wait on this as this gets moonshotted towards the Rhinos' end. Up in the air. Off the headlight. Rhinos with the attempted clear. It's John. Into the corner. Green going for the demo. That's going to be in front. John with a good shot, but it's going to be a save as Executor's right there. Flamethrower keeps it with him, but ISO sends it back.
Executor.
Executor towards the goal line with a save, and it stays out of the crossbar. 9 seconds to go. Rhinos trying to put it back towards the net. T-Man trying to put it in front. Executor puts it off the ceiling. Right in front. T-Man can't do it. And that's going to be a save and a game ender for the Flames. What a save! That ball was nearly completely dark and almost in the net, but it stays out, and the Flames survive a 3-2 Game 3.
Curtis, I have rarely seen a golden goal opportunity get turned away in such a fashion. The Flames bending, but not breaking. They made an impressive goal line stand there. Three saves on the side of John that helped keep this away. That huge one where the ball was 75%, 80 inside of the net. Looked like Executor put the tying mark on this game, but no, it's turned away. And then the wherewithal, the great communication, the team rotation by the Flames, they do enough and continue and extend this lead to make it a 2-1 series.
You can argue that game-tying goal that Executor would have had probably could have been placed a little better, but very good job by the Flames' rotation on defense, as you alluded to, because that put them in the position to let Executor put it right at them, or whatever the case was. It was a hard shot. Very good job from the Flames defense to be in position for it and be ready for it. So we have a 2-1 lead for the Flames headed into game number 4. The Rhinos trying to put a game 5 into a decisive nature. This is MLE, so we play all five games in the set for standings purposes, but we're just about ready to go for game number 4. What's been a very competitive first series on Showdown Sunday. Curtis and Foof with you. We're about ready to go if you guys are. Game 4 promises to be exciting. We'll see who gets the better start. It's the Flames and Rhinos. Last couple of games we've seen, they've been a couple minutes without that first goal. We'll see if we continue that here, Foof, as we get underway.
Well, continuing the trend. And you know what, Curtis? The trend has been continued for both of these teams. Last game, they were tied up in the series, and they came into this series tied at 14-6. Unfortunately, one of them will be going with one more loss in the other squad, and the other getting a win here. It's Executor has to get the save. So, you know, I'm hoping that the Rhinos can force Game 5 to make it 2-2 just for the storyline. But right now, the Flames have done enough offensively and surprisingly defensively. You usually see one team able to win it more on one side than the other, but the Flames just playing all around Rocket League right now. Just that fundamental game has kept them so far ahead, and they just need to continue doing that.
This will be Flamethrower with the pinch that goes back towards the net. It's going to ricochet in, and that's what they call in the business a Plinko goal for the Flames. It's a 1-0 lead.
Calculated, honestly. Just, you know, let's dink it off this guy. It'll sneak past the third and roll in. Just beautiful there by Flamethrower to put the Flames up by 1, just under the 420 mark. So a great shot from them and a really good way to start this game number 4.
It's Rocket League's favorite game. It's Plinko, and it has a 1-0 lead for the Flames as we play with 45 seconds gone. This will be T-Man around that corner, loses the ball, and it's ricocheted back towards the Flames corner. Rhinos in a good spot offensively, but it's a real good takeaway and a great piece of control from Green right at Flamethrower, and it stays on that midfield line. No real momentum after the first goal is scored. Good demo by the Rhinos. Another good one as well. That make creates a quick 3v1 scenario. However, both have respawned at this point. Good job by Flamethrower to at least get it into the Rhinos' end so they can recover. And they nearly put it towards the net as well as we play still 1-0 in this game with 3:37 to go.
You saw the near post rotation turn into a double commit and a team bump there on the Rhinos, so hopefully they're not breaking down, because the Flames, they do not break down. They just spread out and cover so much of this pitch and make it almost impossible to get anything going on offense. They stymie anything at midfield. They put it back on your side and will poke, prod, and find different ways to make shots. ISO trying to flip the pitch back, but Flamethrower denying it once again. He's actually going to get the boost and the ball here, but gets demoed for his trouble. ISO now with a lead blocker. T-Man trying to get the bump again, but no! T-Man gets the save! Now John coming back, keeps it on top of that. Octane on the rear of it. Beautiful control, but T-Man getting the save on both sides. I don't think I've seen that ever. Curtis, that's 2 saves, but only one's counted.
That's ISO back the other way. Over the midfield line he goes for 2:45 left in game number 4. Flames trying to get one. That's a full field carry right there for Green, but he's going to hit the ball wrongly. He's not going to get it towards that net. He's going to want that one back. Rhinos recover. ISO back to midfield and further in as they start to set up the offense. That'll be off the back. Chance in front for Executor. T-Man's up. He's going to hit this off the intersection. It'll come straight down. Going to try to keep it in play. ISO misses. Flamethrower with the control of the sidewall. He'll get it back to mid. And it looks like Green will have it in the offensive corner once more. Ricochet's a decent one, but the Rhinos control it well. T-Man back the other way, but Flamethrower will put it back into him. Into the offensive corner again. A little bit of a tennis match, as you alluded to earlier in game 2. And a little bit, not much more than that going on as these two teams trade a couple chances, nothing really in frame for the last minute or so.
It's becoming a bit of see-ball, hit-ball, Curtis, as we flip the pitch back and forth, just trying to get someone to go out of position. The Flames doing a good job of allowing that one to get as much space as they can and have a two to back them up, but not cheating with a third. So anything that the Rhinos think they have, there is something, if not two, people waiting back to deny it. Now ISO passed one, but there it is. That free safety. John playing back, Team N trying to get the soft touch with the Octane. It's rolling. Flamethrower's high. Executor puts it up. Team N's trying to get the redirect, but another save from Green up in time, using that Octane well. Now Executor gets a dunk. It's off the near post. John puts it back high. The Flames in a bit of a spot of bother, but able to get it out here as Flamethrower has 9 boosts, but that's going to be enough to give his team some space, some time, some breathing room, and now they're looking for a chance of their own.
Man, defensively, the Flames are absolutely creating their own luck, but if you're the Rhinos, oh, it's right there for Green, 2-0 lead, and they've absolutely made this lead much larger in the numerical fashion and in the figurative fashion, and so they have 1:06 to defend it.
Sometimes 1 minute can feel like an hour in Rocket League when you're defending a lead. And so it is up to the Flames to get that pressure, but not overextend like they've done all game, though. So it's just continue the status quo if you're the Flames. If you're the Rhinos, try for things like this. I like the pass. Unfortunately, Executor not enough in the air to get that one. I think there's a Rule 1 there going on one side of the field. It is T-Man and Green, Rule 1 here. So now it turns into a 2v2, and that favors the Flames, who can't get there. John putting it up to Flamethrower finishing it.
Yeah, and there's going to be plenty of GMs that are going to be pulling their hair out as far as that Rule 1 is concerned in a competitive scenario. But a 3-0 lead, 43 seconds to go. The Flames have that lead. And don't look now, but they are starting to run away a bit. They were getting warmed up, I think is what we can say. Based on how Game 1 went, the Rhinos firmly took that 4-1. Games 2, 3, and 4, though, have been in the advantage of the Flames, however opportunistic they had to be at those times. 3-0 lead, 30 seconds to go. Flames trying to keep it away from their frame, just kill as much time as possible. Dropping down, finding the angle, getting it past one. T-Man's up for the dunk. ISO's there as well, but Green pinches it with him and puts it off the back wall. Executed there as well. It'll Plinko from corner to corner. And nothing going on in that Flames corner. 9 seconds to go as they finish things off in Game 4. Rhinos trying to get one more on the board for good posterity's sake, but it's going to be a shutout, at least at the moment, and it is. The Flames knock it through 3 times. They have a 3-0 win, and they take this series now 3-1. But now, if you're the Rhinos, after getting that first game win, they now have to fight and claw and scratch their way to a 2-3 if they can in this Game 5.
Well, you have to find a way to stop this pressure that the Flames have. And you think, okay, that means we have to either have some more pressure ourselves or get some big clears. The clears aren't the issue. The pressure starting to stem for them, so I want to see them step up more at midfield and find some bigger challenges, get some good 50s. There was one, obviously, that sticks out in your mind is the one that came off of Flamethrower in the air, the 50 in the air, that you never expect to pinch backwards towards your own goal, and I think that was the moment, the first goal of the game, that slowed them down. The Rhinos were a little bit tentative after that one to try and pinch it and try and force 50s, so I need to see them step back up, and I think that's how they can claw and fight and scratch their way back into this series and make it a 2-3.
Well, they'll have a chance to. They need a good start. Flames have had a good start last couple with the scoreless through the first couple minutes, and then Game 4 really started to turn it on offensively. So the Rhinos taking more chances, I think, is going to be necessary. They still need to get more aggressive on the offensive side. That's been kind of their kryptonite so far in this series. They've kind of let the Flames do what they wanted in the offensive end, and they're going down. They have one opportunity, and then they're back on defense again. So Rhinos in a spot to put a challenge to this Game 5 and at least try to get one back. As we start off Game 5 with Flamethrower and T-Man on the corners, and we are underway as these two teams get going. ISO immediately towards the net and Green with a nice save. 5 seconds in already. The Rhinos with a good opportunity. That's in front again, and they score right on the money. Executor, 8 seconds in, gives the Rhinos a good start.
I wanted to say the Rhinos trying to start Game 5 like they started Game 1, getting ISO involved early, but no. Instead, it's Executor catching it off of the bounce back. That kickoff play very strong from them, and a good job of turning immediate pressure into consistent pressure and then finding a way to put it in.
This will be into that corner. Off the ceiling, it'll hit the ground. Up is Green. Green tries to follow this. T-Man, up off the nose, needs a little bit of help here. Flips into it, gets the boink. Knocks it off the nose of Flamethrower. That's the midfield stripe. Needs a little help. Green is there. Be back towards the midfield line. Good control. Taken aside. ISO loses that to Flamethrower. Executor's going to miss on this attempt. Green is there. Needs some help from John. John's going to go for the pass. He's going to turn back instead, realized he couldn't get it, and went back to defense just in case. ISO towards that net. He's going to try to keep it in the air. Needs one more touch, but the Flames defensively will take it away and keep it out of frame as we put a full minute of action in a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Flames really haven't been comfortable in this game 5 as of yet.
Well, they've started to fall back into this feeling out process that we've seen for a couple minutes at a time with both these teams working around, trying to make the other move, and that was an opportunity by John there, but not able to get it on. A good job here off the backboard. Green trying to find a double. ISO keeping that away from any pesky Flames offensive players. T-Man looking for the bounce back. That's ISO and John colliding, so Green on the backboard defending this Flames net. A good job by them, but they have to find the clear here. Flamethrower putting it out and putting it back towards the silver side and giving his team some breathing room.
Flames get one of the Flames gets demoed, has to respawn back on the other side. Up the ramp it goes. Rhinos with a chance here, right wing side. T-Man off the corner, needs some help. ISO was not quite in the area, a little late to the party. Executor and Flamethrower fight forward on the sidewall. It's ISO. Green with the takeaway. Flamethrower's up. Puts that one over the head of Executor. Back towards the net. T-Man with a save as he has to go right to the goal line to keep it away. He does. We approach halftime and still a 1-0 game for the Rhinos.
The Rhinos living dangerously here, but I like the call there from Executor. Trusted T-Man to get back. Didn't give up on it. Knew they were in no man's land, so just continued playing up in case they got the clear. Able to stay when that save made it out and then clear the ball. So Rhinos, good team play so far, but now you can't leave the ball in front of your net. T-Man and ISO collide here. Back is up by Flamethrower. T-Man able to get it out once again. Another save coming from the Rhinos as they're protecting this 1-goal lead in Game 5.
This will be Flamethrower. Drops on his own head. Good bump. That's going to set up a goal. ISO right there to clean up the mess. And that is a great physical play to free up the rest of the Rhinos for an empty net goal. 2-0 lead.
Just talk about getting thrown out of the club. Executor coming and doing everything but getting the demo there. And that's sometimes why a bump is more satisfying than a demo, because, Curtis, it's just fun to watch cars fly when it's not their own momentum.
That's not a lie. That's right in front for Executor.
Oh, no.
Oh, T-Man might be at the takeaway here. 10-5 touchdown. T-Man dies a hero and gives the Rhinos likely a foothold on this Game 5.
Oh, I mean, that's just, there's nothing friendly about that fire there. The two Flames players colliding in midfield and then going away. It's just the Red Sea parting for the Rhinos, walking it in, able to go up by 3 here. A catastrophe.
Chance for the Rhinos to add one more. The carry's a decent one.
What?
Good slow play, but not able to quite control it after that. John gets it away. Has Flamethrower in the mid, but it's taken aside by T-Man. Up and off the nose. Flames have a chance to attack here. ISO turns on it. Gets it deep and gone. They'll give it a follow. Executor loses on that to Green. T-Man back to John. Executor knocks it down with a little help from a Flames player. Executor has T-Man up. T-Man looking for one more piece of contact. John lets it drop in frame, but good backboard play is going to knock that one aside. Flamethrower gets it over the head of one. He's going to pay the ultimate price as he is going to wait 3 seconds to play again. But it's going to be Green trying to clear this one away, and he will. We got a minute 8 to go in a 3-0 contest. The Flames kind of trying to get themselves back into this Game 5, but the Rhinos have really put their foot in the ground and said this is where it ends, as they have a 3-0 lead in the process.
Well, it is just a defensive stand here from the Rhinos, and we're used to seeing it from the Flames. They are giving them a taste of their own medicine, have a goal, and are just playing keep away, are playing that, honestly, 3 yards in a cloud of dust Rocket League, but unfortunately you can't run the clock, you can't knee it here. but there are no timeouts on the side of the Flames either, but a bump coming through. The demo's coming to fruition, but no goal to be had. The soft touch there trying to find its way from Flamethrower. Green putting it back on Executor and ISO, both up. Now a double commit, but the saves come through. Flamethrower with a chance, but it's too high. Now John has it, but Green denies it. The Flames rotating ball side end up killing their own pressure.
And this will be ISO with a long clear with 13 seconds on the clock, and that is going to be a takeaway from Green as he gets knocked to the side. So the Flames are going to walk away, though, with a series win. They take the series 3-2. The Rhinos claw their way back in and charge their way to a Game 5 win to at least make it a 2-3 on their side. That is going to be something that we can look at later on in the playoff. Later on as we see for playoffs, we can look back on this series and say, you know what? This series had a little bit of everything, but the Flames proved to be the better asset on this given day. What a way to start it off, though. 14-6 coming in, both these teams, and you take a look at 5 games later, and you're in a pretty good spot if you're the Flames.
Well, I mean, only one singular win and loss separates these two teams now. And so instead of being tied, now they had to run into each other and break that tie. So running firmly ahead, like you said, it is the Flames. They were able to take it early, and then they backed off there in Game 5. You wanted to see them kind of gain control and prove that they were that truly better squad, but the Rhinos stepped it up. They got the early lead, had a bunch of physical plays. They were able to just impose that will that we hadn't seen in the early games. So a good point of continuing for the Rhinos, and then for the Flames, you won the series, so just continue building off of that. So, Curtis, technically one team won the series, but I feel like both teams come away winning different parts of this series in general, you know?
This could have been a lot worse for really for the Rhinos. I mean, the way the Flames are going, you go in, and really the Flames as well. The Flames and Rhinos go into this with a tied record. Something goes wrong, you're looking at an 0-5. But in this case, they were able to keep an even keel, and they don't really come out of this series any worse, I don't think, talking about the Rhinos, than they were coming in this early in the season. What do you think?
I think that it allows you to get a pair of wins that is always huge. Any win matters, especially in the playoffs. And because you don't lose 4-1, you're able to stay in that mix. You're not going to be tied with them for anymore, but that's why we play odd games, so you can't stay tied. And so it is up to them to go and either get a 4-1 next week or get a 3-2 and clean it back up. And based on a lot of the film we just watched and they just put on tape, there's a lot of good for both of these squads and a little bit of things to fix. And so I think both of these teams, if they become more consistent, are very threatening squads.
That said, we have more on the way for the Showdown Sunday, ending Week 4 with a bang. 3 more series to go on MLE Sports GG2. We've got the mainstream going up in just a little bit if it's not going already, which it very well may be. But either way, we are just about set up to get into our second series of the night. It's the Academy League. It's the Jets and Sabres, and it's coming up right after this. This is MLE Sports, presented by APM Music.